My name is Christopher Austin. I am the Senior WordPress Administrator for SiteVivid. In this video, I'm going to discuss the differences between shared and dedicated website hosting environments, as well as some of the benefits and drawbacks of each. But to understand the different types of hosting environments, it is important to have a basic understanding of what hosting is. In order for your website to be available online so that people can see it, it must be stored on a special computer that is connected to the internet and configured with special software. The computer and software work together to make your website content available online and serve it when it's requested by a person using a web browser like Chrome, Safari, or Edge. This computer and software combination is called a server, and the act of maintaining the server, storing your website on the server, and making your website available online is called hosting or website hosting. That computer software combination is also called your hosting environment. There are three general types of website hosting environments: shared hosting, dedicated hosting, and semi dedicated hosting. In order to discuss and illustrate the differences between these environments, I'm going to use the roommate analogy. Let's say you're off to college and you're considering where you're going to live. You don't want to live in the dorms because who does? So you have three primary options. One, live in a house with 4 or 5 roommates. Two, rent a whole house and live in it alone. Three, rent an apartment in a complex and live in that alone. By far, the cheapest hosting solution is shared hosting. Shared hosting is when your website lives on a server with dozens or even hundreds of other websites. All of the websites on the server share certain computer resources like RAM or CPU. This means that a few websites on the server could be using a disproportionate amount of server resources, thus slowing down your website and potentially causing other kinds of havoc. A shared environment is like living in a house with 4 or 5 roommates, in that you're splitting the costs of living, like rent and utilities, thus making it more affordable, but you have to share all of the resources of the house with other people. So if someone's in the bathroom and you're running late for work, too bad. You have to wait to take a shower. If you need to study, but your roommates are throwing a party, too bad. It's going to be loud. Basically, you are giving up a certain amount of control over your environment in order to save money. The most expensive hosting environment is fully dedicated hosting. This is when your website lives on a server with absolutely no other websites on it unless you put more websites on it. This means that you are not sharing any resources with any other website, and no other website is negatively affecting the performance or security of your website. This is like renting a whole house and living in it by yourself. You're responsible for the entire rent and utilities, but nobody's going to be eating your food from the fridge or be in the bathroom when you need to shower or interrupting your studies with games of beer pong. Oftentimes, the best bang for the buck is semi dedicated hosting. This is when we use software to partition or segment resources of a single large and powerful server into smaller, dedicated servers or virtual servers. Each virtual server doesn't get all of the resources from the larger server like the dedicated hosting solution. Instead, each virtual server gets a dedicated amount of the greater server resources. It's like chopping up a cake. You get one piece of the whole cake, but that piece is dedicated to you. This means that the websites that live on adjacent virtual servers to yours cannot negatively impact your website performance or security. As you may have guessed, this solution is synonymous with renting an apartment in an apartment complex and living by yourself. It will be a bit more expensive than living with roommates, but not nearly as expensive as renting an entire house by yourself. You will share walls with neighbors, but no one can just walk into your room, and you will have much more control over your environment, like the bathroom, decorating, room temperatures, etc. The long and short of it is this: if you're trying to save money or you don't think you need a reliably well performing website, shared hosting will likely get the job done. This solution is common for small business owners who don't consider their website as crucial to the success of their business. Larger businesses or organizations like universities, large corporations, bigger e commerce sites, well funded startups, or software as a service companies are more likely to get a fully dedicated solution. They typically have a larger budget for IT, and often their needs require granular control over how the hosting environment is configured. The semi dedicated solution is very attractive to many small and medium sized businesses. While it is a bit more expensive than a shared environment, it is not prohibitively expensive, and the high performance benefits really help give their website an edge in an increasingly competitive internet business environment. If you would like to learn about SiteVivid's enterprise class managed WordPress hosting services, which are all hosted on virtual private servers and include increased security, major website performance enhancements, dedicated server resources, advanced WordPress support, including content updates, some of the most experienced WordPress administrators in the industry, all provided at very reasonable prices, then visit our website at sitevivid.com and click on Managed Hosting. Thanks for watching.